Hello there! Kumusta naman kayong lahat and welcome to Kwentuhang Pilipina, a safe space for you to listen and be heard. I am Claire Faith Loque, the founder of Hirayo Pilipina and your host in this podcast. For today's episode, I am so grateful to be joined by Joy Arcigal, a truly empowering woman. She is the current president of the Student Council in her university and a consistent academic achiever. She is also a musician and has a YouTube channel, namely Ciarra, with over 1 million views. And of course, I am also very proud to say that she is a close friend of mine. She has a strong mind and a brave character, yet she's still full of gratitude and humility. Here's a sneak peek of our conversation.
Kita ko yung problema sa lipunan. I want to be a part of something that could change that, or at least have a progress on that matter to alleviate those poor living conditions. So I think doon na build yung leadership skills ko. Also, of course, with the help of other people who let me experience things and let me be who I am.
Yes, our conversation was full of substance and I don't want you to wait anymore. So without further ado, here's our Kwentuhan. Hi Joy! Once again, thank you so much for joining me here at Kwentuhang Pilipina. Kamusta ka naman?
Okay naman. So far, living the life naman despite the pandemic. So thankfully, thriving and surviving naman.
So Joy, matagal na tayong hindi nag-catch up. Kaya sobrang grateful ko. Ayun, gusto ko muna mag-express ng gratitude na sa oras na ibinigay mo for this one.
And thank you then, Faith, for giving me this opportunity, or should I say, Cleo, for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts and my opinion on our topic for today.
Yeah, I love it! So, ayan, ito na talaga. I'd like to start with this question kasi we all started from, somewhere. But sa'yo ba? Actually, gusto ko rin itong itanong kasi kahit ako, hindi ko alam yung sagot dito. Although I have known you for some time now, have you always had the passion on leading or the character of being a leader ever since you were young? Or was it something that you cultivated over time?
I think for me, it's both. Kasi, if I would remember nung talagang bata pa ako, I think elementary or kinder, parang it's been innate for me na parang I want to lead on something and I don't want to sit and stand still, not doing anything. So, lalo na kapag, for example, you have to do something and walang nag-i-initiative, I want to lead the team or actually do something about it kasi parang parang hindi ka mapakali if you're not doing anything. If tapos meron kang task on hand or there's a problem on hand, you really have to solve it. So I think for that question, somehow it's innate, but again, leadership is something that you can cultivate over time. And I can say na hindi naman ako perfect leader, and whatever has been or whatever I have been and whatever I am right now is a product of the several experiences I had, and that cultivated me to become the person I am today.
Yes, I love it. And oo, totoo nga yun. Naalala ko, since grade 1 yata, parang nag-i-initiate ka na talaga, oo. Parang yung initiative, innate na siya sa'yo. Pero totoo naman yung sinabi mo na may chance naman talaga for us to cultivate something. And kung sa mga ibang tao na hindi man innate sa kanila, pwede pa rin naman nila yung ma-cultivate, right?
Tama.
Yes, but sa'yo, sabi mo, innate siya sa'yo, pero na-cultivate mo siya over time. So, how are you able to nurture it? How are you able to, nurture your leadership skills pa, kumbaga?
Well, I think mahalagang factor na magkaroon tayo ng foundation of why we are leading. So, yun nga yung purpose natin. So, I think na throughout time, binild ko talaga yung purpose ko. Bakit ba ako nagsuserve? Kasi there will come a time na leadership is not just within the four corners of the classroom, na hindi lang siya para makapag-submit kayo ng group work or whatsoever. But leadership is how you live life. It's not about someone putting an appointment to you or a responsibility to you. It's how you live your life. So um, about cultivating it, about nurturing it, it's about building the foundation. And para sa akin, na namulat kasi ako sa nangyayari sa lipunan, grade 8 ako noon kasi those were the peak times na ang daming nangyayari, ang daming social issues that you really have to talk about. And those things are something na hindi mo lang dapat ipagsawalang bahala. Kasi gaya nga ng nasabi ko last time or kanina, I am the type of person na would do something when there's something in front of me, when I think there's a problem. So, nung nakita ko yung problema sa lipunan, I want to be a part of something that could change that, or at least have a progress on that matter to alleviate those poor living conditions. So I think doon na build yung leadership skills ko. Also, of course, with the help of other people who let me experience things and let me be who I am. At ayun nga yung naging parang path kung paano ko na-nurture yung leadership skills ko.
I love it. And yung sinabi mo na grade 8. Grade 8 talaga yung very eye-opening. Shout out to Sir Magaliano! Di ba? Yun talaga yun. Sobrang nakakamulot naman talaga. And ang ganda nung sabi mo na because may why ka, no? Dun sa foundation na yun, nagkaroon ng mas malalim na purpose kung bakit ka nag-lead kaysa yung sa groupmate lang and inassign ka lang. So, from being an assistant secretary general, sa student council mismo, no? From being an assistant secretary general when you were on grade 9, tapos, you were our Secretary General nung grade 10, and you were the Vice President when you were on grade 11, when you transferred to another campus. Then, now, you are the President. Pero alam naman natin that being a President of the Student Council and the whole student body is different. Can you tell us in what way did it change in terms of the gravity of your work and leadership?
Okay, so honest to goodness, if we're going to look back to the positions I had, yung una position is Assistant Secretary General. And kung maalala mo, para sa mga makikinig, si Faith, kasama ko siya mag-form ng isang party along with two of our friends.
Love
and
it.
Actually, that time, I just really wanted to serve people. And I had no idea talaga kung paano maging Assistant Secretary General. Tapos, when they asked me to take minutes, ayun, di ko alam, ano ba yung minutes? The time ba yun? Or ano? Tapos yun pala, I found out na minutes pala is taking down notes and documents of the meeting. Tapos, in terms of elevating or the elevating gravity of work, siguro mariramdaman natin na if you're not on the top position, parang there's I can say na may responsibility pa rin, pero hindi siya ganun kabigat na in a way na kapag kasi nandun ka sa taas, you're going to be the final say. Pero nung SecGen ako, nung Vice President ako, parang mabigat sa akin, pero I know na hindi ako yung final say. So parang mas magaan sa pakiramdam kasi lalo na yung mga higher up sa akin is mga ates and kuyas. I know na may makakapag-guide sa akin kung magkamali man ako sa mga decision ko. And I still take accountability for them. Pero alam mo yun, yung may mapagtatanungan ka na tama ba to, tama ba yung ganyan. Tapos may magsasabi sa'yo pabalik na pwede nating i-improve to, na ganito yung dapat gawin, ganito ganyan, suggestions. And so I think yun yung pinaka nagbago nung naging president na ako, when everything is supposed to be on my final say. And when you're the final say, you always have to look for the best timing. You have to calculate the situation that is going to be the best for everyone. But I think that yung aking naging gravity of work as a president, hindi siya masyadong naging mabigat siya pero hindi siya yung something na talagang bumagabag sa akin. Kasi I've really met great members sa student council, and even though I'm the final say, they really provide me very good insights, and that's what I appreciate about them kasi alam ko na you're not the only one na nasa taas na nagde-decide. Okay, I didn't feel like I was the at the top of the mountain, but I actually felt them being together with me along the problem solving, the problem spotting. So I guess mabigat siya in a way that you really have to have the final say in calculations. But in terms of being there sa loneliness, sa pagiging carrying all the load, it's not like that kasi the members are really supportive and are really open to suggestions and their comments.
I love it. For sure, super grateful ka din sa kanila. And actually, nakikita ko nga sa Twitter mo how expressive you are sa members mo, sa team. Kasi for sure, talagang nagtutulungan kayo, no? Especially, mas ano pala ngayon, iba yung situation ngayon. Kasi yung term mo, online distance learning pa. Diba?
Oo.
So, iba siya sa mga naranasan natin before. So, sinabi mo, may mga nagbago. Yes, mas ikaw nagkaroon yung ng final say as a president, and nasa iyo yung parang ikaw yung tatansya ng mga calculated risks. So what are some things that you have to do now in order to fulfill your duties and responsibilities as the president of a whole council? Are there some things that you have to sacrifice?
Well, actually, ayun nga, nagbago in a way na siyempre nasa president na ako despite na yung previous years medyo mas mababa na position compared to president. And another change that happened is, of course, the transition was abrupt. So wala talagang formal na passing down from our grade 12 seniors to us because of the pandemic. And lastly, of course, the most inevitable of all, the pandemic happened, so the online distance learning was implemented. So in order for me to adapt to that change, actually, I cannot really say that I have completely adapted to that change. Kaya I really had to make a lot of sacrifices para ma-pull off lahat ng mga kailangan na gawin. Kasi, alam mo naman ako, Faith, yung parang, yun nga, gaya ng nasabi ko kanina, parang, I don't want to stand still doing nothing. Kaya,
Yes.
I also have responsibilities academically, and also I have responsibilities din sa YouTube gaya nga ng nasabi mo. And yung responsibilities sa YouTube na yon, last year lang dumating yung mga opportunity, like hindi ko in-expect na people would actually listen to the covers kasi dati I just really post it for fun, and
Yes.
masaya na ako kahit konti lang nanonood kasi the purpose is sharing those song covers. Pero nung nagkaroon ng opportunity, syempre you don't want to let that opportunity go. So kailangan mong bigyan din ng oras. So maraming mga aspeto yung humihingi sa akin ng oras, including pala yung welfare ng student body. So what I really sacrificed last year, if I would assess myself, is the time for myself. Ayun. Actually, hindi ko siya ina-advise, no? Sana para sa mga ating nakikinig, please provide time for yourself kasi that's actually what I'm working on this year. Kasi last year, I remember maraming beses I didn't feel so good because syempre kulang sa tulog. Tapos yung pinakamahirap na part is yung surge of workload, both from academics, extracurricular, and your leisure, is consuming you na nakaupo ka lang sa harap ng screen. Okay? Compared to the previous years that you're able to roam around, walk, exercise, but right now, almost all activities that you have are in front of you sa harap ng screen. So it's really, really difficult for me Kasi alam mo yun na ano na ayaw mo na nandun ka sa state na yun pero wala kang magawa kasi syempre it's a pandemic so talagang everything's online na
Mm.
na-sacrifice din talaga yung health ko. So but aside from that, I think yung naging support system ko of course is si God and then ang family ko. And then yung aking mga fellow SC officers because we have the same situation. Di naman yung same na same, but we have similar situations that we had to balance everything. And also at the same time, bago rin naman kami sa sitwasyon na to. So I guess yung talagang support system is very important when you're sacrificing something. But this year, I guess ang sinasacrifice ko na lang ay yung talagang tamang panahon lang for leisure kasi the most
Mm.
important part of sacrificing is knowing what it costs and kung ano yung dapat wini-weigh natin kung is it worth sacrificing or not. And last year, I may have gotten good results in other aspects, but sacrificing yourself should not be an option. Kaya you always have to look for other avenues. Marami namang paraan para mabalanse natin yung mga bagay.
I love it. Paulit-ulit na I love it. But I'm also learning. Natututo talaga ako. So, actually, yung question na yun, yung do you have to, what are the things that you have to sacrifice? Actually, na ano lang yan, nailagay ko lang kasi hindi ako sure kasi feeling ko parang baka wala naman talagang kailangang i-sacrifice. Pero nagulat ako na may naisagot ka na may mga na-sacrifice ka rin pala talaga. So, that says a lot about the whole thing sa dami ng ginagawa natin, sa dami ng nasa plato natin. May mga kailangang kang alisin, pero kailangan mo ring isipin if worth it ba siyang alisin. And sabi mo nga, hindi dapat option na alisin mo yung oras mo para sa sarili mo. So, with all those sacrifices that you do sa lahat ng mga bagay na ginagawa mo, and sabi mo na rin kanina, mahalaga ang why. So, can we ask, what is your why? And why do you think it is also important for other leaders to have this why?
Well, for me, yung naging why ko talaga ever since I was younger is to serve the people, to
Mm.
utilize my opportunity and platform to help others because I know that others have been deprived of the opportunity to dream a dream for themselves. And it's unfair. Kasi, although tayo, we had this opportunity para ma-stress sa mga academic workload, 'di ba? And dapat hindi talaga tayo nasa-stress sa academic workload kasi may, alam mo yun, dapat mas
Oo.
improve yung systems natin. But,
Yeah.
tayo, yung parang we had this chance para makapag-aral to para makita yung mga academic workload. However, yung iba talaga hindi sila makapag-aral and they lack the opportunity. Kaya, yun sa akin naging why ko rin. So, aside from that, I think yung naging why ko is to bring people together. Actually, yun yung lagi ko sinasabi sa members ko na let's aim to bring people together. Lalo na despite the pandemic, we have been distanced by the
Physically,
situation, by the
yeah.
circumstances. So physically, we are distant. So hopefully, this distance would not hinder us to bring out the best in people, to bring out the goodness in people. So what's um what's the best feeling about bringing people together is that you create this community and then at the same time you do something for the marginalized, for the less fortunate. So I think isang manifestation nga dyan is yung pagtakbo ko ulit sa council kahit na mahirap yung circumstances kasi I want to bring people together and thankfully it did. So ito nga yung council namin na I think it's strong. It's a strong council. We brought people together. We collaborated with different organizations. And what is our aim? Yung aim namin is we collaborate para makatulong kami sa ibang tao. So, yun yung sa tingin kong hitting two birds with one stone. So, that's my why.
Why? I love your why. And yung sabi mo na yung mindset, nasa mindset din ng tao kasi, di ba, iniisip natin, I have to go to school palagi na lang. Pero kung mag-shift ka lang ng perspective na, I get to go to school instead of I have to, malaking bagay na siya kasi may sa pamagitan ng pagtingin mo sa kanya on a different perspective, malalaman mo na blessing pala siya, no? Instead of a burden. So,
Tama.
you've worked with a lot of different people, of course, sa duration mo, not only sa council, but on other opportunities that you have. What are your non-negotiables when working with people, and why do these things matter to you?
I think sa non-negotiables ko, most especially when working with other people, is their level of commitment. The level of commitment, parang hindi siya dapat mag-differ kasi if you really want to do something, you must be committed to it. Kasi hindi mo alam na yung minsan hindi natin namamalayan yung posisyon na meron tayo. Yun yung magiging representative or yun yung magiging changing factor para matulungan yung mas maraming tao, yung mas malaking picture. Na for example, kunwari ako, for example lang naman. For example, sa platform kong to, kapag hindi ako committed if uh, nagtamad-tamad ako, lalo na sa posisyon na meron ako, maraming taong madadamay. Okay, so you
Yeah.
always have to stay committed, most especially if you're serving people. But to the point na hindi mo rin nakakalimutan dapat yung sarili mo. So I think that's one of the non-negotiables, yung pagiging committed ng isang tao sa goal na meron kami as a team. Tapos siguro isa pa is yung trust, level of trust din.
Mm-hmm.
It's non-negotiable kasi sa pagiging team, you always have to believe in one another's capability. Kasi if nagkaroon ng shortcoming ang isa, hindi mo dapat biniblame yung tao. You always have to
Mm-hmm.
believe there is a purpose on or there is a reason behind something. Kasi lalo na nung interim period namin, I realized that a lot of, hindi naman a lot, but some of them haven't been going to meetings. But yung initial reaction dapat is hindi tayo magagalit na parang, ba't wala ka na naman sa meeting? Alam mo naman kami, naghihirap kami, pero ikaw wala.
Yeah.
Hindi siya dapat ganun kasi you always have to trust your members like they are your family. Kasi you know that they are someone beyond what you see in front of your screens. Meron pa
Mm-hmm.
silang mga pinagdadaanan. So, you always have to believe that they can, but probably there's something that's hindering them. So you always have to fill each other's shortcomings and work as a team. And then in that way, you bring the best out of people.
I think yung character mo na yan, sobrang nahasa rin now that you are the president. Kasi, ano na no? Ikaw na yung parang sinasandalan ng team members mo. And kailangan na marunong ka na ngayong lalo na matuto makiramdam kasi ano mo na sila no? Parang ikaw na yung nag-handle sa kanila. I like it. And let's go to this different aspect naman. Itong aspect na to, it's broader than being a student leader. Because as a woman, we have different labels. And for sure, it also applies to you. Gaya nga nung sinabi mo kanina, you are not only a student leader, but you are also an academic achiever. You are also a musician, a friend, a sister, a daughter. So how are you able to do and be a lot of things in general to fulfill your responsibilities as well in other aspects?
Well, to be able to do a lot of things is, first, ayun nga, gaya nga ng lagi kong sinasabi, the foundation should be strong. And bukod sa pagiging isang student leader, sa pagiging student leader kasi ang foundation ko is to help other people by bringing people together. But as a person, as a whole, I think yung aking foundation is of course yung purpose ko kay God. So I think yun yung pinakamalaking foundation na dapat na mabibuild natin is yung kumbaga God has entrusted you with these things, with these
Yes.
different aspects. 'Di ba? Yung pagiging anak, pagiging kapatid, pagiging isang estudyante, leader, mamamayan ng lipunan. And God has given you these blessings to become someone, okay? To become the person that you want to be. And you always have to utilize that by remembering how blessed you are and these opportunities were given to you by God. And I think that's my foundation for being a lot of uh, being a lot. Pero I think na another aspect that we have to look into is of course to be yourself kasi kailangan makilala mo rin yung sarili mo para makagawa ka ng mas marami. And I think na pag naging totoo ka sa sarili mo, you are able to become a child, a daughter, or a son, or a friend, a student, or a citizen. So I think that you really have to know yourself. Pero ayun nga, ako hindi ko naman sinasabi na I've perfectly known myself, but I think na ang made-describe ko sa sarili ko is I think I know how to acknowledge yung mga when I'm sad, when I'm happy. So I think that's my definition right now of knowing myself. It's about how I can manage my emotions. So yun yung sagot ko, the foundation and being yourself.
Ang ganda. Like, dalawang different na sagot and napag-ugnay mo siya. And sa totoo lang, it really describes you. Sobrang totoo yon. I mean, even before. And, wala nang nasabi. And, ano yung sabi mo sa being yourself? Actually, yung naiisip ko habang sinasagot mo yun. Kasi, nirelate mo siya na sa'yo by being yourself and natutuwan mo kung paano i-address yung emotions mo. But aside from that, kapag kilala mo yung sarili mo, I think, ano rin siya, alam mo kung ano yung mga hindi mo kayang gawin, kaya hindi mo na idadagdag sa plate mo. Kasi we can be a lot of things, but we also have the power to curate what's on our plate. Tama ba? Sige, Joy. Tumatawa naman po si Joy. So, in terms of productivity, do you have any specific methods that you really swear by?
In terms of ano ulit?
In terms of productivity, do you have any specific method that you really swear by? Or
In terms of productivity, I think so far this has worked for me, but I don't know if it will work for others. But I believe in the incentive system. So parang when you say
incentive?
incentive system, parang nire-reward ko yung sarili ko na, for
Yeah.
example, kasi ako yung type of person, and I guess pati yung mga council members ko, mahilig kasi kaming mag-movie night tuwing gabi.
Oh.
And yung parang naging motivation namin to be productive, bukod dun sa mga previously stated ko na you want to serve, etc. But in terms of productivity, tinatapos namin ng maayos sa umaga para nagkakaroon kami ng time sa gabi. Kahit na konti lang, at least time for yourself to reward yourself for the hard work that you've done. So, ayun, share ko lang din nung January. I think, ang dami kasing nangyari nung January na sabay-sabay. Pero, one of the things that led me to be productive is honest to goodness, mga teleserye talaga, promise.
May
Kasi
inaabangan ka.
kahit oo, may inaabangan ka, pero yung teleserye na yun is sabihin ko na, yung
Oo, go.
teleseryeng yun, Pangako Sa'yo. So,
Love
ayan.
it.
Pinapanood ko siya dati sa I1 TV and alam mo naman na since it's available on the internet, ikaw bahala kung ilan episodes yung mapapanood mo. So, kailangan talaga na parang this system really requires a lot of discipline din kasi para hindi maaabuso.
Oo.
So, I guess yun yung way of productivity. And of course, bukod sa incentive system, kailangan organized din tayo sa mga kailangan nating gawin. We always have to have these tools na notebooks, calendars, or planners, whatever works for that particular person. Para guided tayo sa kung ano ba yung mga kailangan nating gawin at wala tayong nami-miss na activity na kailangan nating tapusin.
Ngayon ko lang narinig yung term na incentive system. I mean, agree rin kasi ako doon. Kasi actually, nabasa ko na rin yun. Yun din yung sinasabi sa akin ng dad ko. Ginagawa ko rin siya. And sobrang working nga talaga yun. So, may term pala yun. Incentive system. Kasi totoo na parang sometimes kasi syempre yung katawan natin napapagod din and gusto niya rin ng reward for all the things na nagawa niya para sa atin, di ba? So, yeah, maganda nga yun. It's proven. It's proven actually to work na rin. So, magandang i-implement yun. Try nyo rin sa ating mga makikinig. Ano yun? Mga listeners. Yon. So, tapos na tayo dito sa productivity and work. We've talked about it already. Now, let's go to a different aspect, which is mindset. Kasi ako, I have been with you for a long time, and it was so evident, not only to me, but to the people around you, that you have a strong mindset. I mean, sabi nga ni Sir Magallano, you are an alpha woman. I love it. And parang marunong ka na talaga mag-set ng boundaries. Ang galing. I really admire that about you. So, how does your mindset affect your decisions and your leadership?
Well, in terms of mindset, I think para magkaroon ng magandang, hindi ko naman sinasabi maganda, but I think stable mindset is knowing to sense other people. So I think yun talaga yung
EQ.
naging root ng lahat. So kapag marunong kang mag-sense ng ibang tao, mas magiging strong ka in a way kasi for example, if you're working, kasi I'm the type of person na naniniwala ko na I can work best when I work in a team kasi it's a community no, parang you contribute what you can to others and they also contribute sa community. So, I think na lalo na kapag you're working together with other people, when you sense them, kapag alam mo na ano na 'to, baka mapikon na 'to, ganyan, kahit nagbibiruan lang kayo. Na parang ako kasi ayoko talaga yung may mga nag-aaway kasi parang nakakaano sa 'di ba, parang on a more personal level, ayoko talaga yung mga nag-aaway kasi parang nakaka-disrupt ng peace, gano'n.
Equalizer
Tapos
ka
ayoko
nga
din
eh.
oo, yung parang ayoko talaga yung ewan ko kung sobrang boring ba pakinggan pero ayoko yung parang sobrang ingay, sobrang tahimik, or sobrang magulo. Parang ewan ko, parang it sounds so boring pero gano'n talaga. So, pili ko you have to sense other people para makapag-maintain ka ng peace. So, I think that's a type of mindset na sa tingin ko made me strong kasi um, I want the people around me to be okay. Na parang I want us to work in harmony. Tapos, when you work in harmony, eventually you'll see each other's colors. When you say each other's colors, each other's strengths, diba? And also their weaknesses. So, in that way, I think na mas strengthen yung mindset mo kapag naniwala ka sa bawat member ng community and you are able to sense their feelings as well, even on the personal level.
Hindi na, I mean, mahalaga pa rin ang IQ ngayon, pero mahalaga na rin yung EQ, no? Like, emotional quotient. Kasi yun yung dinescribe mo, no? Na parang, dapat marunong tayong makisama. Marunong kang makiramdam. Love it. And, are you a fan of manifestations? Or do you
Paano
believe in them?
manifestations?
Do you believe in it? Naniniwala ka ba dun? I think you do. So, mas marunong pa. Nagmamanifest ka? Parang, ganun? Oo.
Para in what aspect na manifest? Alam ko lang yung mga memes na manifest.
Oo, parang ganun. Lagi mo siyang iniisip. Dahil alam mo na laging iniisip ng brain mo and minimanifest mo siya, ina-affirm ka everyday, kaya matutupad. You believe in it?
I think surely I believe in manifestations if it's the way that you describe it. Talagang naniniwala ako sa manifestations kasi ayun, like I'm the type of person na parang yung motto ko in life is let's make things happen. So parang nung last 2 years nung grade 10, although ayun talaga hindi ako nag-expect or anything, pero nung pag nahihirapan ako, like all throughout junior high school, kapag nahihirapan ako, ayun, nagma-manifest na ako na what would it feel para makapag valedictorian speech. Ganon. Yun yung lagi kong
Kaya ako to
minamanifest.
tinanong sa'yo eh. Kasi sabi ko, naniniwala ka dito eh. Alam ko minanifesto ni Joy kasi nakwento mo yun sa akin. Okay, go. Continue.
Kasi lalo na last, nung grade 10, shout out kay Miss Avenido, ayun. Talagang nahirapan talaga ako sa physics exam noon. Tapos, kaya lang inaantok na rin ako. So sabi ko, talagang imaginein ko parang what it would feel like to be a valedictorian and deliver a speech. Pero manifesting is a different aspect sa pag-e-expect. So you always have to know how to set those boundaries kasi kapag nag-expect ka, parang parang alam mo na yun, parang
wala namang work. Kasi kapag nagmamanifest ka, kailangan nandun din yung work eh, no?
oo, nandun din yung work, tsaka alam mo yung parang alam mo yung it's more of an inspiration, a motivation to you kapag nag-manifest ka. It's not more of expecting, but it's more of motivating yourself whenever you manifest something. So definitely, naniniwala ako sa pag-manifest.
So, we're down to the second to the last question. Dahil nga naniniwala ka sa pagmamanifest and marami ka na rin namang na-share. But siguro just to elaborate, do you have any personal tips that you personally do to manifest what you want that other people can also try doing?
So, siguro, whenever people want to manifest things, kapag gusto nilang itry, mag-imagine, ganon.
Yeah!
Siguro, una sa lahat, you have to think kung ano ba yung gusto mo. So, parang, that would drive you to become a goal-oriented person, na parang, gusto ko maging ganito, gusto ko magkaroon ng ganito. Tapos, for example, dito sa SC, yung manifestation ko is at least implement as much platforms as we can. So, yun talaga, yung basta para sa ibang tao, yung tip ko is if you want to manifest something, you have to be sure of what you want. And being sure of what you want, mas stable yung steps natin towards that particular goal. At mas malinaw yung imahe natin sa pagmamanifest ng mga bagay na gusto talaga nating abutin.
When you have already manifested, iba yung feeling. Parang kasi, hindi iba eh. Similar yung feeling kasi ang tagal mo na siyang dinama. Naranasan mo na ba yon? Na dahil ang daming beses mo na siyang minamanifest sa brain mo, the moment na nangyari yon, parang Same, alam mo na yung
Mind-blowing.
feeling. Oo.
Oo.
Yun na yun.
Mind-
Ang galing. Manifestations do work. So, thank you so much, Joy. We're now down to the last question. Super easy lang. Hindi man sa easy. But, what is your message to those who would also love to be a student leader or a leader in general?
Well, para sa lahat ng mga gusto maging student leader or leader, naniniwala naman ako na kahit sino pwede maging leader as long as you have that drive, you have that will, and pinakamahalaga sa lahat is your purest intention.
Yes.
Okay? Kasi, syempre, iba yung case sa political figures kasi syempre, kailangan mas
Abante na.
may at least credibility ka sa
Yes.
pagiging leader. But in terms of
Student
being leader
leader.
as a whole, student leader or leader as a whole, it's about being a good influence to others. And it's about teamwork, and it's about yun talaga, yung pagiging pure mo sa intentions mo. And genuine and real intentions should come from a genuine and real person. So, kapag ikaw gusto mo maging leader, dapat walang ifs and buts na parang wala kang panghihinayangan kasi gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, gusto mo nagsaserve sa ibang tao. And para mas mapakita mo pa yung potential mo bilang isang leader, kailangan mahalin mo rin yung sarili mo na kaya mong you can actually create a legacy, leave a legacy, and help a lot of people. Kasi yun nga, gaya nga ng nasabi ko, it's about influencing people with good things. It's about leaving a mark to a person na kahit hindi man sobrang laki ng sa tingin mo, kung hindi naman parang sobrang laki, or minsan sobrang liit, gaya ng lagi ko nasasabi, it may be big or it may be a small help, but those are all contributions to help other people. So, yun nga, gaano man kalaki, gaano man kaliit, as long as you have those pure intentions, you can be a leader. Kasi that is what being a leader is all about. Your willingness to serve, your willingness to give what you have, give what you can, to help a much larger cause. Yun lang.
Joy, thank you so much for joining me here at Kwentuhang Pilipina. I have personally learned a lot. I mean, sobrang na-miss ko yung mga ganito. Grabe, pili ko na take for granted ko yung mga araw-araw kitang kasama before. Tapos, ganyan ang usapan natin palagi. Parang wala leave. Diba? Kasi, lalo na ngayon, walang classmates. And sobrang nakakamiss. So, thank you for sharing your insights.
Thank you rin, Faith.
And sana
Actually, sorry.
Wala.
Actually, yun din, gaya nga ng nasabi mo, na-miss ko rin yung, yung araw-araw nga tayong magkasama last
Diba?
time. Tapos, ewan ko, parang sobrang, para sa mga makikinig ulit. Sobrang, deep talaga ng mga pag-uusap namin ni Faith. Siyempre, may mga, din naman.
Life.
Mga etos lang.
Oo.
In a more personal levels, gayon ko lang din na-realize na sobrang, lalim din ng mga napag-uusapan namin last time. So, thank you for giving me this opportunity, not only to share, but also to converse with you, tulad lang ng mga dating panahon.
That's a wrap! That's a wrap, you guys, and thank you so much for listening to this episode. Even I have personally enjoyed conversing with Joy, and if you had fun listening, please don't forget to follow us on Spotify or subscribe to the YouTube channel in whichever platform you are currently in. Also, we would highly appreciate it if you share this on your stories because that is how we grow, by you sharing it to the community. Follow me as well on Instagram and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Your Sunshine Cleo, so we can be friends. Yes! That's it for today, and see you next Monday for another Kwentuhan.